Donald Trump just gave an embarrassing speech in front of a very small crowd at the Villages in Florida. I'll show you an overhead view so you can see how small this crowd is. You see they fit in that little tiny parking lot. The speech took place at a high school, charter school. It's called the Villages High School Charter. And you can see it right here. I mean, when everybody was kind of packed into this gym, you see over here, they still closed half of the gym. So you can take a guess how many people were in there, but it was about half of the gym. And this is like the big event that Donald Trump's promoting in the state where he purports to live. And then the speech just got really bizarre. Donald Trump started grunting and moaning and making weird noises and going, I'm only going to show you a small portion of it, but he kept on doing this throughout the speech. Here, play this clip.
Come on, darling. The mother's screaming like crazy. Darling, I love you, darling. Mom, I can't do it.
And then he talked about how he really loves the YMCA. He thinks this is an important thing for the crowd to know, and that it's the gay national anthem that was number 5 32 years ago, he says. And this is an important thing that he wants the people of Florida to know. Here, play this clip.
She hates when I dance to what's sometimes referred to as the gay national anthem. You know that. She hates it. You know, that song was number 5 32 years ago, and it went to number 1 32 years later. There's never been anything like it. It never hit number 1. It was number 5 32 years ago, and it went to number 1 for months during the last months of the game. We love that song.
Then he says that he took a cognitive exam and says it was very difficult, and you have to multiply 99 times 9 and all of these numbers. And he wants the crowd to know about this cognitive exam that he's taken. And he's taken it 3 times, he says, 3 exams. Here, play this clip.
And I said, well, I do well on things, so let's do it. And I got everyone right. And these are tough questions. These are tough questions, you know. They say, take a number, any number. Okay, I'll take 99. Multiply times 9, okay? Divide it by 3, good. Add 4,293, that's good. Divide by 2. Subtract 93. Divide by 9. What is your answer? Now, they go a little slower than that, but not much. I don't want to waste a lot of time. But there aren't a lot of people that get it right. I got it right. You know, it was actually longer and more complex than that. But no, it's a tough test, so I took it. And then, everyone said, all right, good, he's smart. He's smart. It's not really smart. It's like, you know what we are, really? We have common sense. We're people with common sense.
A lot of the people who attended were, there's not a lot of people to begin with, but senior citizens. And this was supposed to be an event for seniors, even though it was at a high school. But it was in the Villages, which is known for its large senior citizen population. But then Donald Trump, he's not like joking here. Donald Trump believes that he's not a senior citizen. And he goes, I'm not a senior citizen, but I understand there are lots of people here who are. I mean, this is utterly deranged. And if you're like, well, Ben, when's he going to talk about like the things that the American people are actually experiencing right now? He's not. But it gets worse from here. But let's just play this clip.
And here in the Sunshine State, we've issued 2.5 million Florida seniors over $13 billion. Now think of that. Now, I don't happen to be a senior. I'm much younger than you. I'm a much younger man than you. Look at you old guys. Wouldn't you like to be my age? It's young, vital, vibrant. Now, I'm much, much younger than the people in this room, but I feel I can relate to you anyway. See, now the fake news will go tonight and they'll say, he's claiming to be younger than the people. You understand?
Then there's been there's more talk as well about cognitive exams. And then he suggests that his own supporters are so stupid that they cannot pass the cognitive exam that he took 3 times and that they're too dumb to pass this exam. He goes, you know, it starts off, you have to identify an elephant and a lion and a tiger. Then it gets very, very hard. You all can pass this exam. Here, play this clip.
You know, I'm the only president to take a cognitive test because I don't think Obama could pass it. I don't. Didn't he get into Harvard with a C average? I don't know. What's that? I don't think he could pass it. I don't think, well, Biden isn't it. Give me a break. You know, the first question is very easy. It's a lion, a giraffe, a bear, and a shark. They say, which one is the bear? And everybody says, oh, 30 questions. Everyone says, very standard. It's a very standard test, but very tough around those last 10 questions. Not too many people, even in this very room, unlike Newsom, I'll say, this room of geniuses. He said, I'm in a room of dumb people. That was not good. That was not good. You know what happened to him after that? It wasn't a pretty, but I'm in a room of brilliant people, but a lot of you wouldn't have been able to answer those 10 questions. And when I got the score in the test, the doctor said, wow, I've never seen, you know, you have 5 doctors lined up. They're all over the place.
Then he says affordability is bullshit. Play this clip.
Lower prices. You know, use the word affordability, but I was the one that received these high prices. You know, it's amazing. I come into office and I say, wow, look at how high these prices are. And the Democrats start screaming, affordability, affordability. They're the ones that caused the problem. I'll tell you one thing. They got one good line of bullshit. That's one thing I'll say about it. They are so bad.
By the way, it's worth mentioning that today was a school day for the students at this high school, but school was canceled for Donald Trump to spew this nonsense. Then he attacks the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, and says he's a bad guy and a dumb guy. Play this clip.
Too late. We call him too late. He's too late with interest reductions. Jerome, too late, Powell. I haven't figured out, is he a bad guy or a dumb guy? But it doesn't matter. The end result, he's either dumb, bad, maybe he's a combination of both. But in any event, because rates, we would have had them even lower. But
Trump says it's treasonous if you criticize the catastrophic war in Iran. Let's play it.
Just about as well in Iran, but I don't like talking about it until the jobs are finished. Let's not talk about anything until it gets finished. But think of it, their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their whole place is gone. And then we get people to say that we're not winning. You know, we get the radical left to say, we're not winning. We're not winning. They don't have any military left. It's unbelievable. It's actually, I believe it's treasonous. Okay, you want to know the truth? It's treasonous.
Then he continues to lie and says that he's brought in $18 trillion. He sometimes uses the number $21 trillion, and he says it's pouring into our country, even though we just got the GDP numbers for the first quarter, and GDP grew modestly by 2%, falling below the 2.3% estimates. But if we had $18 trillion pouring in, and if it was happening at a rapid pace, that would show up in the GDP numbers, of course, and we would have like 8% or 10% GDP growth or even more. With this kind of money, it's more than what, it would totally get rid of our debt if that was the case. But anyway, he lies. Here, play this clip about 18 trillion. Let's play it.
More than $18 trillion now pouring into our country from all over the globe. Think of that. Think of that. Less than $1 trillion in 4 years. And 11 months of 12th month hasn't come out yet. That's long enough. But in 11 months, $18 trillion. So that's 18 times more. But think of it. It's really almost 100 times more if you really multiply it out properly. A short time ago,
Then Donald Trump tells his supporters in the crowd that sure, gas prices are, they may be a little worried, but don't worry. They're about to get much lower. Just you wait. Hope is right around the corner. It's right around the corner, folks. Here, play this clip.
Has dropped to a 5-year low. And I tell you, the only thing, we got a little raise with gasoline. It's going to come down lower than what it was. Don't forget, we had that gasoline down to $2 and below $2 in many cases. It's going to come tumbling down. There is so much oil out there. It's pent up. It's locked up in the Strait of Hormuz, a beautiful place. It's, I think they have close to 400 ships loaded up with oil. When all of that gets released, when all of that comes out, these people tried to hold up our country for years and years, the world, by closing up the Strait of Hormuz. When all of that stuff comes out, you're going to see prices dropping on gasoline like you've never seen, and all of that, electricity, gasoline, anything having to do with energy. Grocery prices are way down. Used car prices are way down. Look at eggs. Eggs are down by 4, even 5 times. Remember when I took over, eggs were So hot.
And then Donald Trump calls up Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil's there, and Dr. Phil's kind of, Trump's con artist sidekick, right? And, he's a massive manipulator. Phil, Oz, this whole crew of con artists, in my opinion. I'm sharing with you my opinion as protected by the First Amendment. Then Dr. Phil gets up there, and Dr. Phil, this is a very cult brainwashing technique. He goes, "You matter. Donald Trump cares about you. Remember me? I was in your living rooms for all of these years." That's why Donald Trump surrounds himself like Phil and Oz. These are big TV manipulators who were corporate news people who lots of people in this crowd remember. "Oh, it's Dr. Phil telling me. Oh, it's Dr. Oz." This is part of Trump's brainwashing techniques. Here, play this clip.
Here's a little reminder in case your mind is playing tricks on you. You matter. You are important, and you are important to this president. I know him, and you are important to this president.
Then Donald Trump tries to take credit for Joe Biden cutting insulin by $25. Trump's like, "That was my plan. Biden took my plan." Here, play this clip.
And lo and behold, the election was rigged. And I saw Biden a year later standing up there saying, I did a great job on insulin. He doesn't even know what the hell, he had no idea. And I was sitting there seething. I was watching television. You know what it is to seethe? I seethe a lot. But this is one of the times I was seething. Oz knows that. I was so angry. I said, I did it, and I didn't get credit for it. We did a lot of things.
Then Donald Trump says this about Dr. Oz. Let's play the clip.
We're strongly protecting Social Security and Medicare, and we always will. We have a man here who knows more about Medicaid, Medicare, medical crap than any human being. Where's Dr. Oz? Where the hell are you, stand up? He's great. It's the most boring trip I've ever made. He's telling me about Medicare, Medicaid. All I want to do is take care of you. I don't care.
And then Donald Trump starts dancing to the YMCA. I'm only going to play a very small portion of it just because it's ridiculous. Here, play this clip. So that's a speech at a gym in a high school in the Villages in Florida. That's what the President of the United States is doing, folks. Oh, very bizarre human behavior right there. I don't know if I'd even call it human behavior. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching. You may think you're subscribed, but you may not actually be subscribed, so please double check.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.